Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well. Before starting today's session, I want to ask you a simple question. What is the name of your country? Yes, you are right. It's India, that is Bharat. Dear students, we live in India, which is also referred to as the Indian subcontinent. First, let's understand the meaning of subcontinent. A subcontinent is a large landmass that forms part of a continent but is smaller than a continent itself. India is a subcontinent and a modern country with defined borders, states, and a non-population. However, in the past, it was not the same. It had different names and its boundaries are not fixed. In this chapter, we will explore the various names of India given by both its inhabitants and visitors. Do you know what inhabitants means? Inhabitants are people who live in a particular place. Dear students, this is the physical map of the Indian subcontinent. Many rivers flow through our country and make it flourish. The Hindu Kush and Himalayas form its western and northern boundaries. Its southern part is surrounded by water on three sides. These water bodies are the Arabian Sea in the west, the Indian Ocean in the south, and the Bay of Bengal in the east. Now we will know how Indians name India. The Vedas are our ancient religious texts, which are four in number. The Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samveda, and Atharveda. The Rig Veda is the oldest text, written thousands of years ago. In this text, the northwest region of our subcontinent is called Saptasindhava, meaning the land of seven rivers. These seven rivers are Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Satluj, Beas, and Saraswati. The word Sindhava comes from Sindhu, which refers to the Indus River, or more generally, any river. The Mahabharata also mentions several regions such as Kashmira, modern Kashmir, Kurukshetra in modern Haryana, Vanga, modern Bengal, Pragjyotisha, modern Assam and nearby areas, Kutch, modern Kutch in Gujarat, Kerala. For the entire country, the Mahabharata uses the name Bharatvarsha and Jambudvipa. Can you guess what Bharatvarsha means? Bharatvarsha means the land of Bharatas. The name Bharata first appears in the Rig Veda, referring to one of the main Vedic groups of people. The other term Jambudvipa means the island of Jamun tree, also called the Jambul tree or Malabar plum tree. Dear students, have you ever heard of Emperor Ashoka? Ashoka ruled India around 250 BC. In one of his inscriptions, he used the name Jambudvipa to describe the entire Indian subcontinent, which included present-day India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. A few centuries later, the name Bharata became widely used for the Indian subcontinent. In the Vishnu Purana, we find this verse, Uttaram yat samudrasya himadresya dakshinam varsham tad bharatam nama, meaning the country that lies north of the ocean and south of the snowy mountains is called Bharat. Dear students, can you identify the ocean and the snowy mountains mentioned here? Yes, the Indian Ocean and the Himalayas. Thus, the land north of the Indian Ocean and south of the Himalayas is called Bharata. Even today, the name Bharata remains in use. In North India, it is generally written as Bharat. In South India, it is often called Bharatam. Dear students, a poem of ancient Tamil literature from about 2000 years ago also shows that ancient Indians also knew their geography because it defined India as the place from Kumari in the south, from the great mountains in the north, from the oceans on east and on the west. Can you identify Kumari? Yes, it's Kanyakumari. the southernmost point of India mainland. Also, can you identify great mountains in the north? Yes, the Himalayas. And the water body on the east and the west? Yes, the Bay of Bengal in the east and the Arabian Sea in the west. Dear students, our constitution uses the phrase India, that is Bharat, in English version and Bharat arthat India in Hindi version. Do you know what the constitution is? The constitution is a document that describes the basic principles and laws of a nation. The Constitution of India came into force in 1950. Now, let's explore how foreigners named India. Persians who lived in ancient Iran were the first foreigners to mention India in their accounts. In the 6th century BCE, a Persian emperor controlled the Indus River region or Sindhu, but Persians pronounced S as H, so they called it Hindu. But note down that here Hindu was a geographical term, not a religious one. The ancient Greeks later referred to this region as Indoi or Indike. The Greek language did not have the letter H, so they dropped it from Hindu. So Sindhu became Hindu and then Hindu became Indoi or Indike. The ancient Chinese also interacted with India. They called it Yintu or Yindu, which also comes from Sindhu. So Sindhu became Hindu, Hindu became Indu, and Indu became Yindu. Xuanzang or Hunsang, who was a Chinese scholar, traveled to India in the 7th century CE. He spent 17 years here, visiting various parts of India and translating Sanskrit manuscripts into Chinese. Some other Chinese scholars also visited India. Can you find the names of any two of them? The Chinese also used the word Tianzhu for India, possibly meaning heavenly master, showing their respect for India as the land of Buddha. We often use the word Hindustan along with India and Bharat. The term Hindustan was first used in a Persian inscription 1800 years ago. Later, many invaders described the Indian subcontinent as Hindustan. Now, let's examine what we have learned. Tell me the Persian term used for India. Yes, you're right. Hind, Hindu, and Hindu. Next, who gave the name Indoi or Indike to our country? Of course, the Greeks. Now, fill in the blanks with appropriate words. Chinese used Yintu, blank, and blank name for India. Yes, Yindu and Tianzhu. Now the next question. Which is the southernmost point of the India mainland? Yes, it's Kanyakumari. Now tell me that Kurukshetra is the part of which state? The answer is Haryana. Uttaram yat samudrasya himadryasya dakshinam varsham tad bharatam nama. This verse is taken by which ancient text? Yes, answer is Vishnu Purana. And the last question, which is India's most ancient text? Yes, the answer is the Rig Veda. So, students, we have learnt in this chapter that India is an ancient land with many historical names. Ancient Indians used names like Jambudvipa and Bharatvarsha. Foreign visitors derived names from Sindhu or Indus, leading to Hindu, Indoi and India. And our constitution says it India, that is Bharat, which is why the chapter is also titled India, that is Bharat. I hope you have enjoyed this session. Thank you and have a great day. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.